Life Street Stars, man. We got us one back in here, man. J.Catalyst in the building, man.
What's going down?
What's good, baby? Hey, first and foremost, man, it's been, I would say, almost 3 years to the day since the last time we had you in here, the last time we had you on the couch, of course. Rip the mic. You was telling us about your time as far as about to move out to New York. I don't think you quite left yet. You were about to go. And, you know, you were about to go, you know, just try to see what's out there on the East Coast, man. First and foremost, what I want to do is, first for the people that's in the home, go ahead and reintroduce yourself, man. Let them know where you're from, what it is you do, and then we're going to go down the way with it.
For those who don't know, I am Port Arthur, Texas homegrown. I'm DFW's very own. My name is J.Catalyst. I've always been a guy who's just been creating actions through artwork, leaving your soul transformed. Two-time coast-to-coast mixtape champion, master of the mic winner for 2016, 2017, and then now New York City reigning.
There you go, man. Blessings coming back, man, and I see you got, you know, the crew with you now, man, and the new movement, the new go. Let's go and go down the list, man. I want to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves, what the brand is, and as far as what the movement is right now.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, we over the past couple years since I've been gone, Keith and I, we did a lot of, you know, back and forth on just talking about where we were going to go from where we were, and you know, we did a lot of brainstorming. You know, how do you go? A lot of brainstorming. How do you evolve from what we were back then, as just, you know, a bunch of, you know, artists that was just grinding, trying to, you know, find and create ways to, you know, get ourselves out there while still being original to ourselves. We've capitalized on that, we've conquered it, and now we're reaching the point of where we just acknowledging our own unity and wealth of who we are. So with that said, Crown Etiquette organization is the brand. Am I right?
That's right, man. C.E.O.
There you go.
Crown Etiquette organization, man.
What does that name come from?
Man. The name, man, it comes from a situation where when you think of like royalty and expressing yourself in that manner, but the way you carry yourself as well. So there's the etiquette. So we all kings in here, you know what I mean? We have a higher standard, a higher level of living. And then the etiquette, man, is the way we carry ourselves, and we organize C.E.O.
All right, that's well, you know, Keith, you already in the building, man. You already a real life alumni. Go ahead and reintroduce yourself, man. Let them know what it is you do and how you do it.
Man, so yeah, my name's Keith. Stage name is Navista. I am a artist. I'm also an audio engineer. Man, I'm an executive producer. Do a lot of things, man. So
definitely, man. But before we pass it on, man, you know, I remember there was a time that you had the song Snapchat. And I'm like, you know, Snapchat ain't as hot as what TikTok's now, dude. What do you feel about Snapchat off top? Is there a TikTok song coming?
You know, it's funny, man. That's where I got my biggest following at right now, is on TikTok. So that's crazy, there might be a TikTok in the future. We're gonna see what happens. Coming soon, 2021, something like that. We'll see.
Hey, what's going down, man? It's your boy Wendeezy from Port Arthur, Texas, you dig? I'm
Port
also
Arthur.
representing Crown Etiquette, C.E.O., big stuff, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my boy Lil David. He couldn't make it here also, man. He's also a part of C.E.O. And we also got a group, it's called Southern Hospitality. You're going to be hearing more from us later on, you know what I'm saying? Later on in the year, you're going to hear that shit.
Are you in Port Arthur now? Are you in Dallas?
Yeah, I'm in PA right now, the Trill.
Okay,
definitely.
The original
you know
Trill.
What I'm saying? The original Trill.
The original.
People always saying, you know what I'm saying? You know, let me go ahead and get into this shit.
Go ahead and get into it.
Let me go ahead and talk my shit.
Go ahead and get into it.
Look, check this out. Everybody be talking about the Trill is Houston and shit. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect and all that shit. But the Trill come from Port Arthur, Texas.
Right.
It come from a guy named Spoon. People don't even know that part right there. You know what I'm saying? You always hear that shit from Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? I got a song out that shit, you know what I'm saying, out on YouTube right now called R.I.P. Pimp C. Talk about all that shit.
So how do you feel when people, you know, because Pimp C and Bun B did do a lot of their cultivating in Houston, where they kind of cultivated the word and the sound Trill. What do you feel about when you hear people say it, you're like, damn, I want to let them know that, nah, dude, there's a whole section
I mean, that's the pipeline, you know what I'm saying, out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the next biggest city, you know what I'm saying?
There you
go. So that's where all the connections and shit'll be at, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand how they would go out there you know what I'm saying, to handle their business, because that's a whole nother market, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? Port Arthur is just a small little town, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Houston, that's a big city, you know what I'm saying? More connections out there than what we have out there.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
Hey, so what's up with y'all? My name is Devin Childs, a.k.a. Childs Play No Games. I'm not from Dallas at all. I'm actually from a little small town called Paris, Texas. I'm a country boy through and through, 110%.
Man, shout out Paris, Texas. Man.
Shout out Paris, Texas, for sure. And shoot, I've been living in the DFW for about like 6 years, and I started out as a professional dancer, and I'm still a professional dancer. I work at a dance studio, and I also rap and do music, of course, as well too. Rap name Child's Play. I don't play with it, and I also got a new single getting ready to come out. It's with me and my boy Wendeezy. It's called Power Up, and it's on some real lyrical shit for real.
Wait, so what all you do? You say you rap? What else?
I rap. I'm a professional dancer, a choreographer as well.
Which one do you prefer more as far as your personal love and passion?
My personal love, my first love started with dance, 110%. Like, you know, I was like 14 years old. I started really caring about dancing. You know, I started late because I watched the movie Step Up 2. And I was like, nah, that little nigga moose in that bitch. God damn, I need to do that for real. So after I saw that, I was like, man, I want to do this. And then I started dedicating myself. And since we grew up on a farm, I remember getting on YouTube and stuff, playing with it on YouTube, trying to like watch a how-to video on how to do a move. And I'm sitting here in front of the screen like, nigga, I'm gonna get this. And then before I know it, like I got really good really fast. And then people start telling me, yo, you need to do music videos and stuff. So like I would just venture out to Dallas, see what's going on in Dallas, and I just met people through the Dallas dance scene. And that's why I was like, man, Dallas cool. And so I just moved out here, started dancing, and then I built up my career from dancing. And I always rapped and dipped and dabbed with it. And I was just like, man, I really want to take it serious. And then before I know it, out of the blue, you know, me and Jay, we met about 4 or 5 years ago. He met me. He was like, hey, man, I need you to come help me. I got a performance. I want you and your homegirl. Her name is Elusive Isis. Her name is Andre. We're part of a dance crew called Elusive Movement as well, too, by the way. And so he saw us and was like, I need y'all on stage. We went and performed with him at the Master of the Mic. He won the Master of the Mic. And after that, you know, I went out to New York with him about a year later, recorded some music and stuff. And he was like, yeah, you taking this serious. So next thing I know, got like 5, 10 songs, got this new single out, got this new music video we just shot. So it's all moving. It's all moving for real. But yeah, I love it all.
What are your thoughts on I'm just curious because, you know, TikTok has blew up and now everybody named Mama's doing some kind of choreography.
Man,
some
there
kind
ain't
of
no
dance
choreography,
video.
bro. Like, ain't
it's
no,
like, what are your thoughts when you see that? Like, damn, man, everybody trying to learn some moves.
Man,
and do
I respect it. I respect it as a hustle. I respect it as a grind. But let's just be realistic about it. Them niggas ain't dancing, bro. They like at all, bro. Like, come on. And over half the moves they doing is come from Dallas. Like the boogie, like all the moves is like stuff that you can learn from the boogie movement. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, bro, y'all gotta be kidding me. Like they be doing a little Dougie and stuff. And then like same thing with California, taking the Dougie, making it a popular Cali swag district. So let's just be straightforward. Dallas, pretty much like the whole vibe Atlanta got going on with the dancing thing, that started in Dallas years ago. We talking Young Nation. So that's my thing with it. Like when we talking about the dancing, man, come on, bro. Dallas is actually on top of that shit too.
I hear you.
Straight up.
All right, so Catalyst, man, it's been 3 years since you came and sat down, man. I definitely want to first and foremost just see what you've been up to, man. You went out to the East Coast. Most people, you know, kind of stay put. They kind of rooted and they don't really want to take a chance and take a move, you know, especially like uprooting their whole lifestyle and going to either New York, LA, wherever. Just summing it up before you go into the details of what you've been doing, how has it been for you? Prior to Corona, let's just go with it.
For me, personally, it's been an adventure. It's been a real life adventure over the past 4 years. I've experienced things, I've seen places, I've did things I never ever thought I would do. It pushed me. It definitely pushed me energy-wise, just brand-wise, just in ways that I didn't think that. You know, everybody has in their minds, they see, you know, like a figure that they, you know, want to resemble themselves, not be, but like, damn, I want to be like I want to have strength like The Rock. I want to think like The Rock. I want to, you know, make moves like The Rock or you know, reach pinnacles and just that lifestyle and stuff like that. A lot of people have big dreams like that, and had a tendency to get in their own way of really pushing themselves to how far they can really take things, and been good, but it's been a grind and it's been an adventure all the way through.
Nah, for real. There you go.
He's not lying at all.
Hey, how would you say, like, for someone in Texas who is down south, they've been living in Texas their whole life, and they do want to make a move to New York, what should they expect as far as a lifestyle change? Like, you know, people say it's, you know, it's faster up there and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What do they need to be prepared for if they were to go up there and be out there for a long period of time?
You gotta be one. I don't think you know, you can try to prepare, but it's one of those things where it's like, no matter how much you prepare, once you fall into it, that's where you really, you know, get it. It's like going into football. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you could try to mentally prepare for it, you could practice for it, but it's not until you actually in the game when you really learning about yourself and what your capabilities are and how durable you able to rise, you know, in the process of just taking bumps, bruises, fall downs, you know, let downs, in so many ways, and test yourself. It's one of those areas that will really force you to test yourself. How strong can you mentally be to embrace all these, you know, punches
Definitely.
that will be thrown your way, and get back up and roll with it. So I say, you know, you tell people that New York is fast paced. That is absolutely true. I feel like for every 2 hours down here is an hour up there.
Man.
Yeah.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah. And I haven't been, you know, I haven't been home long. So it took me, you know, as adapted as I got to being in New York, coming back down to just kind of be back at home in the environment to compare and contrast, it really just showed me, wow, like this is like night and day. It was a big difference. People is different. You run into all kinds of different culture. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who you standing next to. Everybody is doing something up there, you know. So it was like I said, you could prepare, but even I couldn't have been as prepared as you know, in my U-Haul when I packed it after I left you guys from the interview, and we did the going away party. Thanks. We loaded up the U-Haul and we just hit the road and we traveled. We had nothing, you know. We had nothing set up in stone, really.
Brand new.
Yeah,
that's scary.
You know, it was a scary city, so we took the risk. You know, you have to be prepared. That's one thing I can say about New York. You have to be prepared to take risks.
There you go. That
you would not, you know, see yourself doing before. You have to be prepared to just step out on a limb and test your own fears. Test your own self against your own fears.
And as far as for musically, what have you been up to as far as musically wise?
So,
you know, just go ahead and run down.
So when I left the city, I had just, Keith and I, Navista and I, we had just finished up school at Media Tech. Shout outs to Media Tech.
Media Tech.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so when I got through, one of the Media Tech individuals, one of the heads, they ended up connecting me. I told them I was getting ready to make the move to New York, and did they have anybody that I could connect with for getting into the music scene? And so I ended up they connected me with one person who happened to go to Media Tech before us and ended up moving out to New York and just stayed out there grinding until they had ended up in a major recording studio. That person, they connected us. I got introduced to him and got an interview set up. So when I got up there, one of the first places that I ended up was at Quad Recording Studios. For those who don't know about Quad Recording Studios, that's the historic place where Tupac was at, Biggie was at. It happens to be the place that Tupac got shot at when he was doing that famous recording scene that you seen in the Biggie movie, Notorious. And I ended up being interviewed and working with the person who, you know, was the one who allegedly pulled him in the elevator after he had got shot. My manager is David Rosner, rest his soul. He passed last year. So he was my head manager. So I ended up at Quad Studios. I worked with them guys for a year, ended up becoming a studio manager. I was just with a lot of different stars. I was exposed like from night to day, just like being in every day. It became regular life, just being with these people. So I stayed in the music. I always constantly stayed in the music. At the same time, I was still doing and creating music myself. Just in the process, I had kind of took a bit of a back end role because we were working on trying to figure out where do we go from here. You know, it was such a drastic change. But I stayed working, you know, in the scene from behind the scenes, and just also taking the opportunity to explore other things like modeling and acting as well.
Man, I do want to ask, and I want to touch, you know, on you with it, and then everyone else can kind of tell them how it affected them. But, you know, when the coronavirus first hit at the beginning of the year, everyone had plans for 2020. It was going to be the best year ever. Then all of a sudden, Kobe passed away, and all of a sudden, it just started getting crazy after that. New York was hit seems like the worst with the virus, and you know, I'd never seen that city shut down like that in itself. So I was wondering like how people were making it during that time, during the quarantine, having that city shut down that fully. You were like one of the only people that I knew out there that was coming from Texas up to that situation. Like, okay, we're starting, we're revamping, we're doing it, and then all of a sudden this happens. How did that affect you? How was that time? How were those times? And then again, I do want to hear from everybody else, but you know, go ahead, let us know.
Well, for me, like I was there 2 years, two and a half, almost 3 years before what we're dealing with now really took place. It wasn't until this year that New York, you really saw the drastic impact of what COVID did to New York, because it pretty much removed all of the tourists out of the area. When Trump, everything, the borders got shut off, Governor Cuomo, he was trying to keep, you know, everything just kind of segregated to deal with what was going on in New York, as well as keeping, you know, as much travel as possible going in and out of the city at a distance. So once all the tourists was out and the city was shut down, it was like a ghost town.
Man.
For what New York was.
That's crazy.
It was, you know, and I was hustling, you know what I mean? Like I had, like we were doing odd jobs. I was doing DoorDash out there, you know, just grocery deliveries and stuff. So I stayed busy throughout the whole time while I was working at the recording studio. And so I was out there in the streets, you know, all over from every borough, seeing every single thing. Mount Sinai Hospital that was right by Central Park, when they talked about the tents being set up outside in the Central Park, I was around all of that.
They were saying that there were bodies like stacked up. Was that
they
true?
They had whole trucks that, like, there was one night I was making a delivery, went by Target, and they had right around the corner, they had this big huge white van that was just parked right along the side, and they had everybody in these, like, the guys who were standing around the vehicles was like in these all white super hazmat suits, you know, and there was like bags that was inside of there, body bags. It did hit. I mean, it took New York took a drastic impact, because with everything shut down, it's such an expensive city. So a lot of people ended up having, you know, to leave. A lot of businesses got shut down. A lot of real estate ended up getting opened up because a lot of people couldn't make, you know, the rent. So New York has a spirit. I've learned that New York has a spirit like Texas, where, you know, we get knocked down, you can't keep us down, we get back up, you know.
That's right.
And, you know, we take a hit and we tuck and we roll around it. So one of the things I noticed that they do different out there right now is with restaurants. You know, we open back up in phases during the whole thing. So with the restaurant thing, like, I noticed, like, you know, I've been out in some restaurants here, but out there they
Texas open.
Texas
open.
Yeah.
We open.
We been outside, yo. We been outside.
Up there, they built, you know, outside decks on the streets. They basically took over the roads and built outside decks and kept everybody outside. So you basically had block parties, is what it would look like, you know, with everyone, you know, just in the streets, because they weren't letting people inside of the venues, inside of the buildings and stuff. So I shot a music video. I dropped when did we do that?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Which one? First one or second one?
The second one.
Around
I feel like that felt like it was summertime, like right in
May, June.
May, yeah, like about May.
Well, I shot a video for one of the songs from the mixtape, Gooba, and I shot the video in Times Square.
I saw that.
And when we shot it, it was just ghost. It was a ghost. Like everything was shut down. You had never seen Times Square so quiet, so empty.
Opportunity though.
Yeah, I pretty much had Times Square to myself.
I seen it in the movie Vanilla Sky. I think Tom Cruise was running in the empty Times Square, and I was like, man, what did they have to do to shut down Times Square? And like, you would never see that without a movie production. And this happened. I'm like, damn, it's shut down. Shit, middle day.
Yeah, it's crazy, but. New York, it started to pick back up. People just starting to ride the subways again and the buses. But you can tell if you were there before, like actually living in it, and you know what it was like before COVID hit, it's definitely not the same like what it was.
Definitely. I know we gained a new producer on our end during the COVID. Keith came through and, a new engineer. How has it been for you personally, man, in the city in Texas, man? I know, I'm out here with you, so I know what it's been. But let us know how it's been for you.
Man, it was a different vibe. Like, cause I'm used to driving all the time, and my job was like, yeah, you need to work from home. And I was like, okay. And then I actually got into a car accident, so my car wasn't working for like a few months. But it was like a blessing because it was like I wasn't going out anyway because we was quarantining and we was just working from home. So worked out, from a music perspective, I didn't realize how much I was distracted because I was going all over the place. So when I caught myself being at home more often, I was able to sit down, I was able to focus. And I was able to start cranking out music. Started getting into my music bag, started building up my catalog. So it's not that I have a song and I release it and I'm back to square one. So now I have a few songs in the chamber that I can, market, promote properly. I learned a lot about myself, a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of different things like that. So while on the outside, it was kind of like depressing and seeing how everything was going like with COVID and things like that. Internally, I felt like I grew. I feel like I matured. I felt like I learned a lot more about who I was and how I wanted my sound as an artist to be. And people going to be hearing that very soon.
Definitely. And Deezy, man, for you, man, coming from PA, man, as far as how was it affecting you? How was it for you? Just even up to right now, getting through it. Some people come up, some people went down. How are you doing it up?
I was one of those fortunate ones that was still able to have their job during the pandemic. So, like, it's a blessing. So that way I can put food on the table at the house and take care of my mom and my son. But I also got to be careful because my mom had cancer and she just beat that shit. Like, I don't want to, be around all that shit because you know how it is for the people that like have diabetes or have cancer or didn't have, like some shit like that. Like you gotta be like real careful and shit like that. Like, you gotta be real cautious. Shit, I gotta bring fucking hand sanitizer everywhere I go now. Shit, like I ain't used to have to do all that shit.
Bring your mask.
Like, that's real.
And then the mask and shit like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Can't go nowhere without a mask.
I swear. Like imagine the people that have breathing problems and shit like that, they gotta wear that shit all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And then I be wearing glasses and shit, so I wear my mask and shit, be fogging up the glasses.
Yeah, you breathing, trust me, I know.
Like,
God damn.
I already know, man, but it's a change, man. It's a change, man.
Yeah, no, Tiny Lister, Debo, he had COVID. And he had other complications going on, but he had caught COVID like about 4 days before he passed away. Yeah, so definitely R.I.P.
You know who Fred the Godson was?
Yes.
He was another one.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He got hit by COVID too.
Damn. See, and it's funny because I see people that are passing away, and even George Floyd had COVID. He had beat it, but of course that's a whole different situation. Mm-hmm. But people had like pre-existing conditions that COVID just worsens. Right. And it's like,
honestly, bro, I'll tell you this. I think I had it. In February. In February.
A lot of people saying that.
Back in February, I think I had it. Like
mostly everybody gonna
Yeah.
go get this shit anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, I experienced some things that I had never felt before.
I hear that from a lot of people sick
Yeah.
that they ain't never, they
This
ain't never been this kind of sick.
Right, but this was around the time that you thought that it was still in Wuhan, when they were just
Exactly.
talking about it there and not really talking about it hitting, like they was just starting to touch, the U.S.
Right.
So at the times, you didn't even know what the symptoms were. All you knew was like Wuhan, coronavirus. What's going on?
People sick.
But I think I had it. But ever since then, I haven't felt anything since like that. Now, I never took a test to find out what, they have that antibody test, but they also say that you can catch it again, but it's I think it's one of those things where if you have, had it before and you beat it, you do build up a different type of immunity system to it, because I work around people, you know what I mean? That never changed. We're in the entertainment industry. We're always gonna be dealing with people. So I'm blessed to say that, knock on wood, I'm still, doing fine. But I've known people, I know people that I've lost, closely that had corona. So it is definitely a real thing, but it's just one of those things that is like, you can't let it stop you from living. Right. You can't let it stop you from doing, what it is that you gotta do to, continue to pursue your pursuits, but just be safe.
There you go, man. You sound like
Process.
Trump, man. I'm just fucking with you. How was it for you, man, as far as just, in your life, man? How did it affect you?
Man, it was kind of crazy because, me too, working at like a dance studio and stuff, I'm always around people as well too, always around kids and stuff. So they shut down their dance studio, of course. So, we was like, I was doing like videos from home. Like I remember setting up my camera and stuff and like, teaching kids how to dance on like a website and stuff.
Right, everything
cool.
virtual.
Yeah, so it was interesting to like do virtual teaching, because then like virtual teaching, it's a lot different. Like when you're sitting here, usually I'm just sitting there like, hey, y'all be still, y'all do this and that, talk to the kids, trying to get them to do something in the class. Now I'm just sitting there looking at them, they looking at me. So I'm like, all right, well, let's get it done. So it made class like last a lot. It was like weird, just timing was always weird. Supposed to be in there for 30 minutes. Next thing I know, that 30 turned to 10 minutes. I'm like, man, I got to hold some more 20 minutes to be teaching something. So, that was definitely for me for sure. And then as far as musically, man, I'm going to say like, it's crazy, but it's probably the best thing to happen for me musically, because I got to spend like these last 6 months, like really focusing on my craft. So what I would do, I went and I bought like a whole bunch of like stuff that I needed for my own studio setup in my crib. So I bought my laptop, I bought mic, bought my interface, bought everything, so I can actually sit there and have it all in front of me. I ain't got to worry about going anywhere to record or nothing. If I want to find something out about how I would sound vocally, how I would sound on production or anything, I can easily just hop on my laptop and get to work. So I feel like, musically, I felt the evolution through it, for sure.
Definitely. No, it's crazy you said that, because I swear I was just watching the other day, there was a class being taught virtually, and one of the kids had got kidnapped. 2 goons came in, masked up, and took him. And the teacher was like, did Jacob just get kidnapped? Like, I don't know if he set that up to get out of school, get on some homework, but he got snatched up while he was on the Zoom. And I'm like, that right there is crazy, man.
Definitely see some things. I've seen a couple parents yelling at the kids.
Oh, I didn't see some ass whoopings.
And it's like, now you better pay attention to that class. I'm like, oh, okay, mama just went upside your head, bro. You need to chill. Man, so
definitely.
It was dope though, for sure.
Definitely. Man, I want to touch on the C.E.O. movement, man, as far as just what's been going on, how long has it been in fruition, what are the goals for the Crown Etiquette movement and everything else. Just kind of touch on like what the mission plan is. Is it exclusive? Just run down the details.
C.E.O., Crown Etiquette Organization. So about 2 years ago, when Jay was up in New York, we was rearranging, coming up with some ideas and things like that. Just came up with the name Crown Etiquette. It fit right. It made sense. It gave a definition of standards. We wanted to have a brand, an entertainment brand that promoted, high caliber, top tier, because that's how we view ourselves. And that's the kind of content and music you're going to get from us, top tier. It's not going to be on some basic stuff. This is different. Thus, that's the tagline, elevate your standards. So as you hear our music and you hear our content, you're gonna be like, okay, they standing out, they different, elevating our standards. Even as we grow albums and projects, you're gonna be like, okay, we're constantly improving ourselves, but not just on a musical
Is it strictly music or?
no, not just on a musical end, just as a personal brand. There's different things that we doing. Got Crown Gaming. We got a gaming side to things, you know. Devin also, he does dancing, you know. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be expanding and growing. It's not just music. So stay tuned as those things start to develop. I have a podcast, Crown Talk podcast with D Melody and Devin Child. So we do a lot of different, there's a lot of different facets within
Definitely.
CEO.
How exclusive is it as far as, you know, for those that are looking to, you know, be part of an organization, be part of a team, you know, be part of a movement? How are you guys recruiting? Are you guys looking for new members or finding out what's going on in the city or different sections of America? How are you guys moving forward right now, or is it still kind of growing into what it's going to be?
Yeah, we're definitely still in development and growing, but that doesn't mean we're not keeping our eye and ear to the streets. You know, we're always open to collaborating and working with others, and it has to feel right. You know, we're not just like, oh, they got talent, we recruit. They got to be able to like mesh in what we have, because there's a certain energy and vibration that we have that it's just got to make sense. You could be the dopest artist in the world, but if you're an asshole, nah, we're not gonna work with you. You know, and you gotta be able to vibe and be able to connect, and it's gotta make sense. It's gotta be in sync. So definitely.
Looking forward to what's coming with that. And I know we've been in communication to create something in Dallas, and I definitely want to see if y'all want to speak on it now, as far as you know, the Dallas City, the council. For those, of course, we haven't started putting in it yet, but you know, Real Life Production, Real Life Street Stars is part of it. There's a lot of other entities as part of Dallas and everywhere else, but I want y'all to go ahead and kind of introduce it, just plant the seed a little bit. Most people are going to hear more coming of this, but I definitely want to give y'all a platform now to just go ahead and start speaking on it, to say what it is.
So one of the ventures that I ended up getting into while I was in New York was there's this guy named Drew DeLeon. He worked for Universal. He started a networking company called the Digilog. And basically what he would do is this is before COVID, he would throw these networking events where he had a panelist of A&Rs, managers, artists, anybody that was somewhere within the entertainment industry. He would bring them out, do them like once every other month, and just host them in, you know, specific exclusive locations, and basically have guests who attended them to do a sign up and take a sticker of what represented you, whether you were a producer, you were an artist, you were in the media field, or if you were just someone who was just a music lover and a, you know, observer of things. So we were attending those events, and I got to, you know him and the team very well, to the point that right before COVID struck, I was brought up there to do an interview. They did an interview on me, and I ended up starting to connect with them furthermore about what they were doing beyond just the networking events. And so little people noticed, but I ended up becoming a content curator representative for Dallas-Fort Worth on behalf of Digilog. So one of the things that we were doing initially, we were putting YouTube playlists together, as well as Audio Mac playlists together, of just, you know, keeping an eye out and seeking, you know, and watching different talents down here, and bringing them onto this playlist so they could get more further exposure. You know, they did the Digilog After Dark, where we were, you know, doing performances, Zoom, what was that, Zoom? What was that concert?
Yeah, Zoom conferences, yeah.
Zoom conferences.
And also on Twitch.
Twitch, all that stuff. So during the COVID, you know, when COVID really went into full effect and everything went digital and started going through Zoom, the networking event stopped, and it started to expand more online. So with that said, we ended up, shout out to Be True and we ended up putting together one of the tasks that we ended up doing was putting together a presentation panel of the representation of DFW, because every member who was representing a different city was taking the opportunity to highlight their region, their area, and the people that should be recognized, you know, for what they're doing within the city, just like you guys with Real Life. So that kind of, in doing so, it kicked off the conversation that we have been all wanting to have for the longest about, as far as our city goes, we have so many things about us that highlights who we are, but it's not, you know, collectively presented or in unison to a level where when people see Dallas, they really see Dallas Starz, you know what I'm saying? Or they see Dallas media, or they know what us as a city and a brand and a collective, what we, you know, the foundations that we stand on. So after that took place, we ended up taking, you know, getting with the same guys we had hosted the panel with. I got feedback from other states who, you know, and panelists, representatives who was just so surprised at how much, you know, talent we had within the city and just unique, you know, people who do different things in different fields. So it opened the floor to say, let's really sit down and find, you know, and discuss, you know, the DFW Metroplex and, you know, how can we create, you know, new foundations to be able to bridge the gap, not even just for the outside, you know, other states and areas that look at Dallas and want to know what it's about as far as entertainment purposes go or anything beyond that, but also for us within to say we now have a new highway or network that we know how to reach each other, stay in communication with each other. We have resources. We all have individual resources that we bring to the table. Let's see what we can do to tie the knots even tighter for the DFW, and, you know, step up to the plates that, you know, I feel like the Houston movement, when you look at guys like Mike Jones, Bun B, Paul Wall, that whole Houston movement, DJ Screw was going on. Everybody know what Houston is about. Atlanta, you know, the people that came up, JDs and the Bretts and all of those, and the Ludacris's and the T.I.'s and all the other people who were working behind the scenes of that came up and was just building those foundations. What can we do, because we are the leaders of the now, to just help bridge those gaps and new foundations for what DFW deserves what we feel deserves to be seen as, you know what I'm saying? Not just, you know, based on our own opinion, but as a community as a whole.
Definitely. Now, I do want to get y'all opinion on, as far as, and you could touch base on this, and I want to touch base from everybody. Just for this movement, where do you see the Dallas music scene now? Of course, you have people, they call, there's a war in Dallas right now, is what they call it.
Man.
From the Fort Worth to DFW, what are your thoughts as far as on the Dallas music scene right now, and where would you like to see it go, personally?
Man, I want to see more unison, man. Like we've been through a lot this year. 2020's been a tough year between the losses, the deaths, whether on a personal level or on a celebrity level, you know, and then this is a time, it's been a time where we need to be coming together, man. We got to put egos to the side and things like that and really just like go out here, get this bag, put our talent together and showcase some good music, man. You know, and so, you know, as far as like with the war in Dallas and stuff like that, you know, I hate to see it, man, because, you know, we're losing talented people and things like that, and it's making people nervous. You know, being an artist, it's like kind of nervous. It's like, do I wanna go out and network? Like the normal things that an artist needs to do to go out in order to grow and build their brand. Do I want to go out and do that right now? Because it seems like the streets are hot. I don't know. And you know, and it handicaps, you know. And so I would like to see more unison, and people being aware of what's going on within the city, you know, and just kind of going back to Dallas City Sound Council. That's what I love about it, because that's what we're doing, is we're creating a hub within the DFW. So for an artist wanting to know, hey, like, I feel like I'm talented, either I can sing, I can rap, you know, I can do something, but I don't really know where to go with this. Having a backbone support within Dallas, knowing, hey, we support you, if this is what you want to do, this is we got different resources that we're providing and we're creating, so that way you can thrive and grow, and it brings more exposure within the city, and people really know what Dallas is and what's the Dallas sound and what we're about.
Definitely. And I want you guys to be able to touch on as far as just, your thoughts on the music industry right now as far as in Dallas, DFW. You could, go further than that if you want. And what would you like to see personally to kind of generate to?
Man, I always thought Dallas had a good ass sound, like for real. Like always some shit you can get hype and turn up to for real. I fucks with that shit. I was born out here in Dallas in South Oak Cliff. Shout out to South, shout out to South Oak Cliff, man, too. But what I like to see, I want to see like all the fucking wars and shit, all the beef and all that shit. Let's put all that shit to the side, man. Let's go out there, come together as a fucking team, and get the fucking money that y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all ain't gonna do that by fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? And killing off one another, and then you got fucking police out here killing us too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting tired of seeing that shit, bro. Like, we need to just fucking work together. If y'all trying to make music, trying to make that shit happen, you know what I'm saying? Get the pieces that y'all, that y'all want, put that shit together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's probably stopping y'all from working with certain people, is because, you know what I'm saying, your hood don't fuck with they hood type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, put all that childish shit away, man. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and get that money.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like all the beefing and stuff in Dallas is, it's crazy. It messing up the Dallas scene. Because let's be straightforward. Dallas has a great scene right now. It's wide open. Any artist can really pop if they really working. They're like truly doing it. But like you said, it's hard to work whenever if you're afraid if you go over here, someone might have a problem with you, and then all the he say she say and da 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 da. It's like, man, come on, bro. At the end of the day, if y'all want to just sit down, like, man, chop it up. It's easy for you to process and keep on moving. And then I feel like Dallas needs to acknowledge some of the artists in Dallas that people don't really acknowledge. Because there's like a lot of dope artists in Dallas that people don't even talk about. Like, there's a dope camera dude named Dance Daily, one of the best camera dudes I've ever seen. I'm like, man, this dude, like, videos are smooth, crisp, and amazing, but you don't hear people talk about him much. There's another dope artist, I think named T.Y.E. Harris. T.Y.E., I think? Yeah,
T.Y. Harris, yeah, we had him.
Yeah,
very
man,
dope.
that dude is so dope. Like, first time I heard him was like maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was just like, man, can you explain to me why this dude ain't like, astronomical? Because like he's dope as can be, and I feel like Dallas artists needs to get that chip off their shoulder where I can't acknowledge somebody's dopeness. Like, what's up with that? Like, what's wrong with telling somebody they're dope? And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people in Dallas, they want to be like, nah, man, well, I don't want to get on a song. Don't think about getting killed on a song. Let's try to grow and make money off of this song. Because regardless, if it blow, it blow. So I feel like Dallas needs to start actually working. Artists need to work with each other a lot more in Dallas, for sure.
Man. Well, you said it here now. Even giving other artists on this platform a shout out, is a step in the right direction. So as far as individually, what are you guys working on now? Ending out 2020, going into 2021, what can we expect from each of you individually?
Well, for me, I got this new single coming out, Power Up, featuring my boy Wendeezy. It's gonna be really dope. It's a pretty turned up song. I just want to pretty much showcase my lyricism on that track. So that's what you're gonna hear is a whole bunch of lyrics, a lot of metaphors and similes and whatnot. Just to let people know, just because you're from Dallas and you love to dance, don't mean you can't spit. So, that's coming very, very soon. Other than that, I got a few more videos working on as we speak as well too. So by the top of next year, I should have a full mixtape coming out no later than the end of January. So that's what's next for sure.
Okay, bet.
Shoot, man, I got plenty of stuff coming out, man. Whenever you hear C.E.O, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be hearing Wendeezy. You know what I'm saying? So basically, December, Christmas, I'm planning on dropping this shit called Trill Santa. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some hype, some hype turned up shit. It ain't for the kids though, you know what I'm saying? Don't be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get you in trouble if you watching this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Not
you know what I'm saying?
for
The little ones
everyone.
out there. But other than that shit, man, I got some shit for New Year's, you know what I'm saying? I call that shit My Year. Pretty hype, dope ass track, you know what I'm saying? I rap. I be singing on the auto-tune. I can't really sing in real life, but I'm working on that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm working on it, but it is what it is. But I got a lot of shit, especially with my little bro, Lil Dave. Like I said, Southern Hospitality, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some real dope ass shit, man. Like some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas say it's gonna be some shit like you ain't never heard or seen before, but this is like the real true shit, bro. Like for real.
Definitely.
I'm just gonna say, because I've been mixing all these records, it's fire. All these records.
Give him my guy.
What he got is some fire. Southern Hospitality, it's fire. Y'all don't want to miss that. On the music end, as an artist, I just dropped a record with Lil David called You Know the Vibes. So go ahead and stream that. That's on all streaming platforms, stuff like that. I got a lot more singles coming out. I got a single called Living Life that's going to be coming out soon. That's a dope little record I got. And working on the EP. I'm thinking sometime around spring, summertime, it should be dropping. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's all I got on right now.
For the record, y'all don't know this, but this kid right here is my cousin, my little big cousin. And Lil David, the one they keep talking about, is my little brother. This is my little baby brother. So,
it's a bloodline
you know,
thing.
we got, it's bloodline, you know, next generation coming up. So I got a lot of things that I've been working on with them. Working with this guy, when he took the trip to New York, ended up working, one of the things besides just music, creating music I was doing was we started shooting videos. So, and then Alter Persona Rare Canvas was created, where I do a lot of behind the scenes production, music video shooting. We just shot one the other night for his song that's about to come out. Well, their song, these guys,
too,
Power Up, that's about to come out. So I've been working on music, music production, music videos, but I'm also still doing audio engineering. I work now with for Platinum Sound Recording Studios. So I work with Jerry Wonder and Serge Sy, who, if y'all know Shakira and Wyclef Jean, Hips Don't Lie. They did that record. They did Carlos Santana's Maria Maria. So I spend a lot of time up there in the studio. While he's down here spending time in the studio, between working with Reallyfe and working on Crown Etiquette Records, I'm working on Network and working in the studio up there and working on, now I'm about to start working on more video work. But as far as music-wise for me go, we just released the Halloween album, Hell of a Night.
Boom,
we had a really banger on there.
Boomin'.
When DZ and I called Boomin'.
Go listen to Boomin'. Hold on. Go listen to Boomin'. I'm not playing. Go listen to Boomin'. You're going to be live. All right, go ahead.
We got another record that's about to come out called Teach You How to Grind.
Yep. That's all y'all get, man. Wait for it.
Yeah, and then going forth, we got so much music. It's crazy. I got a series of EPs that's gonna come out finally, called kicking off with an EP called Solitude, which during my early year in New York, I went through a depressive state before the COVID things hit. So it was a lot. So a really personal album came out of that at the time frame that grew to be one of his favorite projects.
Yeah.
And then following that with Isolation, and then we're getting these guys singles released and off the ground, and preparing all of y'all for Chestnut Checkers, which will be the Crown Etiquette album.
Yes.
And then by summertime we'll probably be back with Elevate Your Standards Volume 3. So if you haven't heard 1 and 2,
go
check it
listen
out.
to that mixtape.
Definitely, man. And for each of y'all, I want y'all to go down the list as far as how to follow y'all. Whatever social medias y'all own, whether Snapchat or whatever you own now. Go ahead and give the social medias, and then also any shout outs y'all want to give.
For sure. You can follow me at Navista Music, Nuvista Music, on all my social media. It's all Navista Music. I'm on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Find me on all those things. Facebook. We out here. And follow We Are Crown Etiquette. That's the whole Crown Etiquette page. So you'll be able to see all of our releases and stay in touch with what's going on in the future.
Y'all can go ahead and follow me on IG, The Real Wendeezy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I spell The Real. Let me tell you how I spell Wendeezy, though. Wendeezy. Ndeezy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that 420 guy. Because I'm always staying high in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But go ahead. Shout out to my people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Killer Cam. Shout out to my boy Kobe. Shout out to my boy Young Noose. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Real life street star shit. You dig? Also shout out to my boy J Dooms out there. TSOM, Trill State of Mind. You know what I'm saying? PA in the building. You dig?
Yeah. Y'all can follow me on all my social media. Same thing. It's all Child's Play, No Games. And that's, of course, spelled CHILD. What's my last? Oh, yeah, S.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Child's Play, No Games. Make sure the games has a Z at the end of that, of course, please. Child's Play, No Games. All social media as well, too. Also, make sure y'all follow my dance crew. Go by Elusive Movement. Okay, shout out to my boy T-Soup. Shout out to my girl Bashonda. Shout out to my girl Janae. Elusive Isis. Y'all already know we in this bitch. And, it's dope as hell. And, of course, shout out to my boy j.catalyst for, showing me that it's possible to make all this shit happen. And now, I'm sitting here on Real Life couch thugging. So life is good on some real shit. Yeah.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram at j.catalyst. A lot of people think that my name is J-A-Y space Catalyst, but that was just my name on Facebook just because it was hard to, back when I created Facebook, my Facebook profile, I couldn't just put J Catalyst. So I just used my nickname that everybody called me was J-A-Y Catalyst, but my actual artist name is J.Catalyst. But you can find me on Instagram at J Catalyst, and then click the link in my bio. You can find any and everything else. As far as Crown Etiquette go, you follow the website www.crownetiquette.com. We're gonna be updating with a lot of new releases. Ways to get in touch with us if y'all want to, do collabs or, want to talk to us as far as your question about reaching out to us to, see how you can be a part of Crown Etiquette. We're looking for aspiring videographers, aspiring graphic designers, models, anybody who's looking to want to get exposure and experience with what it takes to really build a brand from the ground up. With the foundations that we built down here, to the foundation I've been building up in New York. Our resources have grown, things have changed, we've evolved so much, so we're opening the door to look for people who wants to be a part of something that's going to be historic, not only for the DFW Metroplex, but for just the music industry and hip hop as a whole. So
facts.
Reach out to us.
Definitely, man. Well, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Shit, once again, j.catalyst in the building, man. It's a C.E.O. thing, man. I want to see something big from all of y'all. Definitely, if y'all got music, send it to us so we can push it. Make sure we get the world knowing about what's going on, man. Y'all are real life street stars, man. We salute.
One other thing, too, before we jump out of here. What's the website for the Dallas City Sound Council? Is DCCD.com?
DCCD.com.
I'm gonna put it in the comments either way.
Put it in the comments. Yeah, Joker.
I definitely want them to know.
We want to shout. Yeah, so we want to shout Joker. It's always a pleasure to be with you. We want to shout out Real Life Street Stores for always supporting us and being a staple in the city as a whole in itself. But if anybody who is going to be looking, who wants to get more involved with the growing development of the Dallas City Sound Council and be, a key individual in the foundations that we're going to be building. We're going to be building different programs, different shows. Got a lot of content that we're working on creating. So if you're looking to get involved with that, Joe will put the link in the bio and reach out to us.
We're looking for artists.
I know what it is. Definitely. Well, we definitely salute the movement, man. We definitely going to do some big things in 2021 is coming.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all coming sitting down with us, man. Salute, man. Hey.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.